The end of the story is the beginning for many others. With this, we would like to begin with the valedictory session of our second International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development 2024. Now I would like to request Dr. Sujata Khandai ma'am and Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal ma'am to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Amity Jain, Vice President Technology Essentials, with a sapling. With an inspiring career spanning Amity Jain, Vice President Technology Essential, has been at the forefront of driving innovation and success in the ever-evolving landscape of IT and telecom. His visionary leadership has indelible mark on the industry, having successfully led multi-million dollar programs across global geographies. Bharti Airtel, IBM, Wipro, Colt Technology are few of the organizations where he served and applied his proficiency in leveraging cutting-edge technology, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, and cloud computing, thereby contributed significantly to the sustainable development goals that we aspire to achieve. Now I would like to invite Mr. Samiti Jain, a true luminary in the field of technology and a catalyst for innovation in sustainable business development to attend the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sujata, ma'am, for the honor that has been extended to me. And good evening, friends. I won't call you students because we are now going to be entrepreneurs. Right? So I would like to just share some insights from the industry, the background that I have been into. Right? In your day-to-day life, right? You all have been pursuing your BBAs and all the things, right? But how would you apply the actual a sense of entrepreneurship and that too in a sustainable business development environment? That is very important, right? We have seen the catastrophe, we have seen the pandemics, right? India, world together have been sustaining that. How IT, how technology has helped in that front that we all have seen. But I will not talk about the technology today. I would be talking business sense, how you can do the business without impacting the social, the economical, and the environmental aspects of our world. Right? I'll give you one example. I did this project around 2 years back. I would not be able to reveal the name of the organization, but this is one of the largest petroleum manufacturer and the supplier of India. I did a mega project for them, and their goal was very clear: how we can make life easy, right? By keeping our margins intact, by keeping our customers happy, and by saving and optimizing on the resources that are available at our disposal. So in this project, we applied the technology, right, which is at the phenomenon, the IoT-based devices. You know, I believe you all know IoT, right? Internet of Things, right? How many of you know about IoT? One or two, right? So the world which we are living in, we are very much surrounded by the technology. But implementing that technology in your day-to-day life is something which you need to very clearly see. How we did that, how that particular petroleum company they did that. You go to a petrol pump, right? And you see there are some reads that are done which are not in favor of the customer. So what they applied technology in such a way that if let's say someone is coming from the other side of the road or other side of the car, the nozzle itself will stop. So it means the dispensing of the petrol will not take place, right? This is simple innovation. What it has helped them to stop the undue advantages which the other people take. Similarly, you must have been seeing the density of the petrol and all that thing, right? I don't know how many of you see that 745 and all that thing. This is simple technology. They applied that. And why so? Because our environment is getting deteriorated by use of infiltrated or adulterated petroleum products. So what they did, they have got the system in place wherein as soon as the density of the petroleum products that goes below a particular level, the dispensing will go up. Right? And this is all controlled centrally by the system that we designed. So it means indirect way, right? They are helping the environment, they are helping the social cause, the general public, that what you get is what you were promised for. This is sheer simple example in that way where you apply that technology, right? What you are going to do is now when you do entrepreneurship, the biggest thing which you should apply is your passion with compassion. Passion is very important, but you have to have compassion for the nature, right? For the social cause, because otherwise your business will not sustain at all, right? Right. So to sustain your business, you need to have that particular mindset with you, and you all are going to be entrepreneurs. If you don't have that as a conviction with you, then the people down below you, the people that you would be managing, they would not have that particular conviction on themselves, on the society at large. So it is very important for you to have that compassion. Whatever that task that you do, whatever work that you do, you need to have two things very clearly. Passion, it comes from within inside. If you are not connected to something, if you are not interested in doing your parents' business, don't do that. Right? I might be getting cursed by your parents by that, right? But don't do that. If you don't have passion, don't do it. I changed my career 30 years back, right? I was telling ma'am, right? I was going into insurance sector, but that was not my way of life. I wanted always computers as my fascination. So I changed it. I challenged the system that time, right? And today I am at the helm, right? In that way. So you need to be very clear and very focused. Sometimes there would be hurdles, roadblocks, and all that. You know the environment today, and I envy today's environment. Why? Because today's environment, you guys are getting everything in your hand. Technology is at its prime. Your parents, your environment system, your ecosystem is supporting you, right? They say what you want to do, right? You all are sitting in one of the most eminent university. It means you have that knowledge base also. It is just the passion now which you need to apply. And when you apply that, you do startup, you do business, or you join your parents' business, you are going to excel. But if you are not committed to a cause, then that's not going to help. So your sustainable business development is in your mindset. It has to be a way of life. So when we do that, for example, in Accenture, right, where I work, a lot of Indian organizations are now focusing on work from office and all that thing because of COVID, where people were working on work from home and all that thing. Now they are focusing on work from office. Please come over. There have been lethargy, blah blah. Accenture is one leading organization, and I believe I can say on behalf of IBM because I'm an ex-IBMer also. These two organizations always have been focusing on quality, right? They don't care if I work from office, if I work from home, they don't care. They want passionate people who can work from their soul, right? And that's why I go to office very seldom. My team also. My team is spread across the world, right? The project on which I am working right now, and I don't care if they are doing the household work, if they are doing office work. I don't care because I care about result, and that's where we have contributed to the mother earth. Why? Indirectly. I know there are inherent reasons. If I go to office, if my entire team starts going to office, we are damaging. We'll be spending so much of fuel and all that thing, right? Our company doesn't propagate that thing in that way. They say we want results. So what you're doing when you are approaching your business, when you are approaching your passion, do keep in mind how your deed is going to impact the society, the economics, and the environment. That is very important. For example, your mobile phones. Most of us are on Instagram and all that social media. How many of you keep your screen on black mode or dark mode? Simple, right? And you know why? You are contributing. You are contributing to the environment from a social from an environmental perspective, because the lumens that you are saving is a contribution. Cloud computing, for example, is a beautiful example. Earlier, people used to have on-prem server lagaya, kaam kiya, those kind of things, right? Now, cloud computing has given that advantage. So, whatever business that you do, whether agriculture, whether garments, whether food and beverages, or anything for that matter, keep this in mind. Resources are limited. So, whatever business that you do, you have to do, right, with sustainability. That's what we do. That's what we will urge you also to do, because you are the generation who are gonna take over from us. You are the people who are going to do this. But if you have that in your DNA, right, don't waste resources. How you can best utilize those resources? That's what I would say. Any questions, guys? If you have anything in mind, please feel free to ask. Right? Else I'll take a rest with ma'am's permission. Anything which you want to ask, please.
Can I know your journey, like how you started and what
Okay.
was the process?
Okay. Sure. So I started my career journey in '94, right? And as I said, I was not destined for computers or IT or telecom for that matter. I was going into, but I took my step. Right? Adversities came, everything came. I took the challenge that no, I will not go, because my passion lives in something else. So I took that step. '94, I joined an organization, right? And coding, source coding, writing the programs, right? That was my passion. So I used to work 17, 18 hours a day, right? I used to work, and very peanut amount in that, because money was not the criteria, because that I am able to get a skill. So in '96, I believe I developed my own ERP system, right? And I handed over to that. And then from there on, '98, I moved to Edinburgh, Scotland. I was working in telecom first time, right? So I worked in telecom. The most advanced technologies like dual SIM technology has come quite recent. I worked in '98, right? So that's the journey when it started. So from Telecens KCL, I moved into IBM, Airtel, right? I headed their Delhi and UP West region for Airtel, right? Entire business operations. So whatever when I was doing that, right? My focus was very clear. The team with which I'm doing is my bone. So I used to fight for my team. If my team is able to deliver, I can believe. If my team is not being cared, I cannot. So that was my core mantra. Then, by blessing of gods, I call him my godfather, right? And we joined hands in 2003. So he saw my metal in that way, that this person has got something very spark. So I joined in IBM. And then from there on, our mantra was very clear. We did business, we did millions and millions of business, right? But our mantra was clear: person integrity, person's respect, right? And person's value system is the most important. So we never compromised on that. We had to suffer a lot of losses also, because as you all know, corporate world, you might have heard about, right? Is very quote unquote is very harsh here. That's harsh here, right? But we did never compromise on our value system. That has helped us sustain that energy and that passion even still today. I've been with Accenture for past 6 years. I've worked with all the big clients in US also, in India also. But that passion, that journey continues, right? And in this entire journey, I did a lot of business things also, right? I did try in that way, because that was my passion. I always wanted to do some business also. Very recently, 2022, October 2022, my wife and my daughter-in-law, they floated a startup also, right? I encouraged them. Please go ahead. I watched from a distance. Now the wonders what they are doing is something phenomenal, right? Housewives, and they are encouraging housewives. They want to build that system. So they have their vision very clear, how we will grow that. You all have done your BBAs and everything, right? You are doing that. Keep your focus clear. If you are just coming here, okay, Amity, you will get a degree and all that thing, yeah, of course you will get that, right? Basis your merits and everything. But if you don't apply that in day-to-day life, then it means somewhere down the line you are not doing justice to yourself, not to your parents, not to your friends, to your family, or to your faculties or your seniors. You're not doing justice to yourself. Keep this in mind. And your first 10 years of your career, let me give you that, is not for money. It is only for learning. First 10 years, forget about money. And हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि कोई काम छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता, राइट? जिस दिन आपने ये डीएनए में अपने ले आए कि कोई काम छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता, मैं झाड़ू भी मार सकता हूँ, you become winner. I have done that, right? So my take would be go for those things. World, for India, the world is small now. India is growing, and you all will grow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts and inspiring ideas on the sustainability and innovation. Now, I would like to request Dr. Sujata Khandel ma'am and Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal ma'am to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Kapil Mehrotra, CTO, Dhinika Edutech, with a sapling. Mr. Kapil Mehrotra is working as a CTO in Dhinika Edutech. He has around 25 years of experience in BFSI, healthcare, consulting, mobile technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and agri-tech domain. He worked in companies like NCML, HCL Healthcare, Armis Hospital, and Apollo Munich Health Insurance. Mr. Kapil Malhotra holds an MBA degree in e-business and digital strategy certification from IIM Bangalore and has several certifications in various areas of management, IT, and cybersecurity. Now I would like to request Mr. Kapil Malhotra to address the gathering.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Very low. Very, very low. Your faces looks very tired, right? Understand. Once more. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. Okay, so I would request everyone just settle down and just keep away your mobile for 10-15 minutes. I will not take much time. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay. So let's make this session interactive. How many are inspiring for entrepreneurship? How many? I mean, I can say 30% in the room. And how many are already entrepreneur? Anyone? Two. Okay, good. So I can say 30% people are sitting in the room is the right audience for me. All right, jokes apart. So this is a very good topic. Probably after hearing me, you may think of it. I would request just have a patience and don't talk. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So what I'll do is I'll try to make this session interactive as much as possible. First question which I asked: how many aspired by having a aspiring entrepreneurship? And I'm adding the plus here. How many people think entrepreneurship with the sustainability is good idea? Others can also raise their hand if they are not aspiring entrepreneurship. Everybody in the room, say yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So everybody wants to contribute, whether they are not aspiring for entrepreneurship, but somewhere they are thinking to basically support to sustainability. Right. Okay. I'll give you some examples. Probably then I'll open more interaction with you. Let's take example of a software company. How they can contribute to the sustainable business? Can anybody guess it? A software company, a sitting job where they are doing everything on a laptop. Just imagine, just apply your brain, think of it, how they can contribute. AC बंद कर कर और लाइट बंद कर कर, लैपटॉप बंद कर कर, you lose the job. Let's start thinking from the scratch. The laptop, what you are using it, that has to be sustainable because every instrument, every device, basically having a expiry date. You have to refresh your device. You are refreshing your mobile every time. Agree? Do you agree?
Yes.
No. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
पीछे वाले नहीं बोल रहे हैं. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, but why not we buy a mobile which can be recycled? Have you heard about the companies they are asking, okay, you return me, we will plant a tree. Have you ever tried it, that method? No? I can guarantee no one will. Right? And we are talking for the sustainability. Right? Okay, second thing, laptop. How many times you thought about it कि laptop में chip जो है, hard disk है, like it should be disposed of? You thought about it? Great. 10 out of 10. Okay. So now the companies, they are making the chip. Earlier, people are basically making chips, silicon chips. Now, degraded, decomposed chips are in the market. The laptop, what you are using, Lenovo, IBM, everybody is making the laptop decomposed, which can be decomposed after a certain year. It means that's a very, very good step they have taken. Okay, coming to the other example of it, healthcare. Can anybody think about it? What is waste in the healthcare which can sustain sustainability perspective? The problem is that whenever we are talking about any kind of industry or any entrepreneur is basically aspiring for the industry to set up, they never think of it. They think only for how they can get the money to start business. How innovative my idea so that I can immediately speed up my business. They never think about, they don't have time. No one has time. No one has time to think about it. Let it be others think of. Those are in the room. Right? A poor guy who's talking about that, probably he did some research, asked bolna hai, so let's think about it and talk about it. Okay. But it's not the fact actually. You guys are basically somewhere going to work, or you guys are going to start your business. You have to think about it. Because whatever you are thinking right now, you will contribute to your kids actually. The next generation. And that is why Gen AI is coming up now. Because if you can't think of, so please take the help of a Gen AI. Let's take another example, and I'll give you the example how Gen AI is helping to the sustainability. Alright? Renewable energy, how many people heard about that? Renewable energy? I think everybody in this room. Good, very good. What does it mean? It means we are producing the energy from the natural sources. It's called renewable energy. Right? So it's a very good cause. And now people are adding the AI in that. Because whenever we are thinking for sustainability, it generates a lot of waste. Let's take an example of an EV. Right? To make a battery, you have to have basically use lot of water and lot of sources which can basically make a battery. We are not talking about the other side of the falls, but we are talking about the one side of it always. The decomposition and the waste management is one of the biggest issue. So whatever idea, whatever innovation we are thinking of it, you have to have basically add this plus their sustainability. You have to think from that side always. कहते नहीं है कि whenever you are writing something तो कोई critics हो जो पढ़ के बता दे ये अच्छा लिखा है नहीं लिखा, right? So many times you are talking with a mother, father, or some brother or sister, जरा पढ़ के बता दे ठीक है अच्छा लग रहा है कि नहीं, people will understand that. Similarly, whenever you are starting anything, you have to find out someone who can criticize that this is poor idea, this cannot work yet. He can tell 10 things to you, this will not work. Please accept in a healthy way and then probably. Similarly in the job also, people say this, you are not doing right, this is not good, this is not expected, but you have to be. So IT guys, so from the use cases what I'm talking about, from the IT folks in the renewable energy, everywhere people are talking about. And one of the area which is very different area, agriculture. Can you imagine people are talking about sustainability in agriculture also? So many pesticides they are using, and they are leading to the cancer because everywhere dose acceptable dose are okay, but they want to germinate fast. Everything. Let's take another example of your body, where whenever you are eating one bowl of Maggie, it takes 2 days time to digest actually in the body. Whenever you are taking one bowl of chicken, it takes 8 days to digest in your body. So I'm just trying to relate it what I'm trying to say. Your body is a very slow process. Similarly, decomposition is also very slow process. Whatever you are doing it, you're not doing justice with that actually. Just think about it whether really it is required. Then go for it. And if there is an idea, whatever device, whatever clothing, whatever shoes, whatever you are touching down, just think from that perspective because you are giving the future to your kids, right? So today we are talking about sustainability. This is what is my takeaway is in a whole journey, a whole career. After 25 years, I learned this thing ऐसा भी कुछ होता है. After 25, I never thought about it, and I'm sharing very deep idea with you. I mean, this is the right time where you can basically start thinking. So probably maybe you can start supporting after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years when you see some maturities there from that point. But I will say definitely, please have somewhere back in mind this idea to support Mother Earth sustainability. And in the end, what I would say, one thing is very special thing about I say, see, it's not marriage of entrepreneurship and sustainability development. There's no marriage. कि आपको business करना है तो sustainability चाहिए आपको. But not just choice, but a necessity. It's a necessity now. It's not a choice, it's a necessity. Earlier it was choice, we were not thinking. So if you're starting your journey, there you can basically add this plus that will be give you lot of support, and it will be help to the environment also and mother nature. With this note, I will take a pause here and I will ask if you have any question which I can address you. Thank you very much.
So I wanted to ask, like, if I am a businessman and starting entrepreneurship, I would prefer a cheaper option. Like using a plastic bag would be better for me because it is cheaper and I'm starting a business, and using a paper bag would be a bit costlier. So as an entrepreneur, my first thought would be to make profit and reduce the cost. So what should be the correct mindset here? Should I go with that or think about the environment first before my profit?
How many people think like there is a dream to buy Audi, Mercedes? Why not cheaper option Maruti 800? Why not? Why not?
You can easily get that if you have the bucks to buy.
No, just forget about money. But why not you are thinking for 800? Why you are thinking? No. She asked a very relevant question. Probably she doesn't know the answer of it, but I tell you. See, everybody needs a luxury. Luxury, don't associate with that luxury you really wow and this thing. It's an experience. It's called customer experience. whenever you are thinking for entrepreneurship, you always think from the customer perspective. Whenever you're touching down anything, okay, wow, what a great product. How much it costed? Okay, 500 rupees, and the other bottle is costing 10 rupees. But you're ready to spend 500 rupees on that because it's giving you wow factor, right? It's called customer experience, and people are right now working so hard to basically bring that product to that level where the customer should attract and experience that, so that they should not look out the other products. That's a one way of thinking. Other ways, I want to struggle. I can't compete with that. But same thing, same experience you can get in the better cost, lower cost in my product. Keep always this factor in the mind. Never compromise with the quality, otherwise you fail. Why you are not using China product? Because quality issue. So, as a businessman, as a entrepreneur, you always think for quality product. Whether your cost is little higher, it's fine. It's fine, absolutely. Don't compromise. There is a no compromise. All right. Thank you. So, any question from the backside?
So I wanted to ask, like,
One
what?
second. One. Any question from the back? I'm very interested to talk to the backbenchers. No question? Should I ask any question with you? Sorry? I know. Okay.
So what kind of advice would you give to all the young entrepreneurs out there that want to start their own business in the future to like opt for sustainability in the environment?
So I would say, entrepreneurs, all the entrepreneurs, they have to think for innovative idea, which can, first of all, they have to focus on the idea itself. They should not think for the sustainability. Sustainability is the second part of it, where they have to club and see. I'm giving you an example. Let's say I want to start a seat belt of car. Okay, seat belt of car needs leather, needs a lot of other resin, other products which are basically not sustainable. But you have to look for certain alternative which can you can produce it, which can basically contribute to the nature, which are natural ones. So first of all, focus on the idea, and then you have to see the possibility of basically supporting sustainability. If you start from the zero day itself, it will be very difficult. It's a very difficult journey. It's a very difficult journey. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So myself, Dr. Vishal, I want to ask your point of view regarding the electric vehicles and sustainability. Like government is promoting we should use the electric vehicles. And in one of the studies, I have checked that the batteries which we are using in cars and two-wheelers, after that, they will become a very big mess for
Big
the
mess for
environment.
that. There is a no recycling.
So what is your point of view about the electric vehicles and sustainability?
See, it's a very starting. You can see it's a starting journey where like it will be very debatable topic. And I also agree to the point what you are saying is like it's very difficult. I was not supporting to the lithium battery myself. Reason is because it's not contributing to the environment. Because consumer side it looks like they are contributing a lot. Because there are other sources like electricity, the parts, and the other things are involved. But the recycling process of that is not available, and generation manufacturing itself is a very tedious process. So at this moment, we would hold this idea because there is no clarity in that, but definitely there is a mixed views are there.
As you said earlier that you belong to the agri-tech sector. So what are the sustainability practices in the agri-tech sector or in the company you're working in?
Okay. One of the thing is very important is now I'll give you example. Drones are used. What happened is earlier, let's say there is an insect in the farming land, right? So farmers just because they wanted to show this should not spread out, they are basically fumigating the entire field. Now, after the precision farming, so drones are basically going to that area only. They're marking it and they're sprinkling the chemical pesticide only on that area because there are cameras, lidar cameras. They are only finding the where are the egg cells of the insects are lying, in which area they are marking that, and then they are only going to the precise sprinkling chemical there. So they are not touching other areas. So that means like the productivity and the quality and the productivity of the crop becomes very high. Okay, thank you. Okay,
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add to your question. Uh, in a way, your question actually is very relevant for the entire audience. Uh, People have come over, right? World over, EV is becoming a phenomenon, right? Electric vehicle and everything. But if you see the entire spectrum of EV, the last mile is battery, right? So it means the business itself, the business model is not sustainable. If you see, long run, 10 years, 20 years, if you don't have a policy framework or a process framework around that battery, then are we contributing rightly to the environment or we are damaging it? So that's where you all as entrepreneurs, when you go in your field and your venture, he was absolutely correct. When you start up, right? When you start up, it's a business idea. But in your journey, when you're evolving that idea, if you are clear in your thought process in terms of sustaining your business, it's not matter of sustaining the mother earth or social or economic or environment. Your business will sustain if you imbibe those sustainability elements in your business. It means your business will sustain. For example, the plastic and the bag, right? Simple. Plastic gonna take 200 years, right? Bag, the biodegradable, right? So you just need to think, and he absolutely, it is a segment. You need to see in your journey whether I am going to sell out 2 rupee wala, right, or 200 rupees. Segments, customer segmentation. So it means if you are very clear that I am not going to damage this environment and this entire Mother Earth, and I am going to give something to my generations to come, which is sustainable, then definitely you will make your plan in such a way that even the bag, the paper bag, will fall in your scheme of things. Same ways in your EV case also. If the policy is right, process framework is right, then someone would have thought about the disposable of the battery and all that thing. Then it becomes a sustainable business. So whenever you are doing business, just keep that element in mind. Your business should be sustainable. Simple, right?
so with this I'll take a pause here and thank you very much.
Hi sir. So you were talking about sustainability with EV vehicles. So if you are saying EV batteries are not recyclable, so is petrol and diesel. So how are they any different? And how are you saying that EV is not the better choice?
No, EV is a good choice. It's not. So there has to be a policy and framework has to be there. See, the thing is, whenever we are manufacturing EV, the entire ecosystem of EV generate a lot of pollution, and the parts what we are basically using there, they are not decomposed parts. Basically. So there is a very less clarity in that. So over the period, it will be get matured. That is why in India, if you see EV journey now start, they have started manufacturing. They have started. Otherwise, they are just bringing all the parts from the foreign and they are manufacturing it, just assembling it here, right? Let's say any part of the device, let's say having any malfunction or problem, they are just changing them. They are not fixing anything there. So this is one of the drawback where that is why EV cost is so high because everything is exported. When the manufacturing process will start, definitely other periphery ecosystem will be developed. Waste management, which is called waste management. Okay, under the waste management, how the recycling will be happen of the battery, how the battery will can be decomposed. Because in the first place, they probably not thought about it. They saw, okay, how much emission they can reduce through the transportation mode. Because right now, petrol and diesel, they are generating a lot of emission, right? Which are basically spoiling the entire universe. That is why that was the first problem. I'm giving you healthcare example, probably you can correlate it. Let's say somebody got a cancer, and cancer is a problem which spreads across in the body. So it's an environment where the emission is spreading across. So first thing what you have to think of it, how to cut this cord. We are not going direct solution actually. We are thinking for the cutting the cord so that cause can be stopped. No further development of that. That's what is the EV is right now. They are bringing the basically EV with this thought at least emission will be controlled. And post that, decomposition and the other ecosystem they will develop. Alright, thank you. And just one more thing like I specified, somebody said like 3 hours body takes one body. It is basically that's called digestion. But purification for that will take 8 days. Just everything don't rely on a Google. There are an expert. Otherwise, you become as a doctor now. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your insights on sustainability in different areas and answering our students with their interesting questions and also making us learn about the sustainable future and the value of it. So now, proceeding ahead, I would like to invite Dr. Sujata Khandai, Ma'am, Deputy Dean Academics, Officiating Head, Amity School of Business, Director, Amity College of Commerce and Finance, and Chairperson of the conference, to say a few words.
Thanks, Shruti. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my esteemed dignitaries on the dais, my dear students, my faculty members. Um, I'm at a loss for words. After such stalwarts, now and yesterday, I really don't know if I can contribute much. I would like to start off first by this is a topic very close to my heart. Having said that, uh, I know there will be a proper vote of thanks. I will not steal away the vote of thanks from Dr. Nidhi, Dr. Neha. But yeah, I will not steal, but at the same time, I think from my personal side, I would like to thank, I think first and foremost, everything that I do, I've grown a lot at Amity. And I think to a large extent, I would attribute my growth to my mentor. I would call him my mentor, our founder, President, Dr. Ashok Chauhan. He has grown me a lot. And I learned a lot from our Chancellor. He's very close to all of you. He's very visionary and dynamic, Dr. Atul Chauhan. So yes, what I do and how I do is to a large extent because of how I'm groomed here. This conference, success of this conference, I've seen it proceeded very smoothly, very successfully to all of you, to my faculty members, to the students, to my staff members. They worked day and night. I did not do anything at all. Trust me. I just gave my two pieces, bits of wisdom here and there. They did practically everything. So I don't think I deserve any applause for this. I think applause. I'll leave that to Nidhi. Right now, I will not say anything. Okay, coming back to the topic, I think what we heard all our esteemed guests talking about. Yes, our topic revolved on sustainable entrepreneurship, and the way to go forward is sustainable entrepreneurship. Basically, broadly, it defines that the business should become all businesses, whether young, old, should all have to become sustainable. Otherwise, as I said yesterday, that we will not leave a planet for our future generations. But this sustainable businesses will thrive, and that's what everybody, I think, all of them in different ways they spoke about is only if we become sustainable in our consumption, in the cars that we use, in the laptops that we use, in our daily use, whatever what everything. It's a massive task. It's a big task and it's a big ask actually. It's not so easy as she said. It's going to be expensive. Yes, you may buy an unsustainable product for it may cost you X rupees, and a sustainable product will cost you X plus 20. But you have to make a choice. Don't buy too much. If I look back, when we read a lot, right? And I would advise all of you, if you've read The History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari, try and read the book. The Sapiens, Homo sapiens. Try and read the book. And if you go back, you will see that we were extremely sustainable genetically, organically, we were extremely sustainable. How we became unsustainable? It because we became capitalists. We were told to consume. We were not consumers. We really are not consumers by nature. We used what we got. We did not want for more. Capitalism made us want for more. And they make you consume, and they make you consume, and they make you consume, and consumption. This excessive consumption is at the heart of being unsustainable. Trust me. So I think to move towards a sustainable planet and to leave a healthier planet for our future generation, the road is very long. It's tough. It's expensive. And it's going to be very harsh on each one of us. I am also I buy a lot. A lot of clothes. I'm all constantly buying clothes. And then I stop myself, why am I buying so many clothes? Do I need so many clothes? And for 2 days I will not buy, and then I buy again, and then I'm scolded by everybody in my family that you buy too much. I think all of us, I am saying I am party to it, but consciously, you have to stop. I have a friend, this is something which you can all adopt, and she said, she works with the UN, and she said, I'm not buying any clothes. And she went to Good Earth. Good Earth is expensive. You bought clothes from Good Earth, it's very expensive. She said, no, I just bought 5 sets from Good Earth. 5 pairs of trousers and 5 pairs of shirts, and I'm going to use them every day of the week. So 5 days and 5 days. The next 5 days I'll use the same. What difference does it make what people think of me? Let them think whatever they think of me. Does it matter what people think of you? It really does not. Whether you drive, he was talking about driving a Maruti 800 or a Porsche or an Audi. Does it really matter what you drive? Does it really matter what people think of you? Most of the times we do things because people will think, oh, if I'm driving a Maruti Alto, people think I'm very poor. Let them think. You know what you have. You know what you are. How does it matter what people think of you? It does not. In the bigger scheme of things, it really does not. So I think we have to stop consuming. The most of the times we consume, and most of it is conspicuous consumption. And we consume because we are worried what will people think of us if I don't have this car, if I don't wear this brand, if I don't go to this vacation. So I think, as I said, Robert Frost said, the road is long and I have miles to go before I sleep. Yes. So we have to leave. If we are going to leave a better planet for our future generations, and we owe that to our future generations, we really need to stop consuming now, and we really need to move towards sustainable consumption. However expensive it is, however heartbreaking it is, we have to move towards that. And as I always quote Robert Frost, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have miles to go before I sleep. And I have miles to go before I sleep. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for motivating us for a sustainable future and giving your insights and motivating the conference team as always. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Deepa Kapoor, convener ICES BG 2024, to conclude the session with the report of 2 days of the international conference.
A very good evening to everyone. On behalf of conference team, I would like to take this opportunity to present concluding report on second edition of International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development, organized on 6th and 7th Feb 2024. The conference was aimed to foster dialogue, exchange ideas, and explore innovative strategies in entrepreneurship and sustainable business development. The inaugural session of conference was centered on the theme of entrepreneurship and sustainable business development, offering diverse perspectives and initiatives within the field. Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal commenced the proceedings by delineating the program schedule, which was preceded by ceremonial activities. Dr. Sujata Khandai, head of Institute Amity School of Business, set the tone for the discussions to follow by sharing insightful reflections on sustainability. In her address, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Balminder Shukla underscored the paramount importance of comprehending new customer dynamics and strategic planning. Our esteemed chief guest in our regular session, Mr. Mahesh Munjal, Mr. Vinod Thusu, Mr. Gaurav Kaul, and Mr. V. Krishnan shared insights on sustainability and entrepreneurship. They highlighted India's startup ecosystem and initiatives required for renewable energy adoption. Dr. Nidhi Gupta concluded the event with a gracious vote of thanks, acknowledging the contributions of all participants in making the event resounding success. The inaugural session was followed by a panel discussion on topic charting the path for future through building sustainable business practices. The panel discussion, moderated by Dr. Shruti Sharma, featured experts deeply entrenched in sustainability efforts. They deliberated on the myriad challenges and imperative of strategic foresight in planning for the future. The panelists, Mr. Hemant Tiwari, Mr. Vinay Kumar, Mr. Atul Govil, Mr. Supreet Singh, and Mr. Alok Agrawal brought diverse perspectives to the fore, enriching the discourse with the insights on sustainability and entrepreneurship. Day one of the conference post lunch, we had a workshop on capacity building for MSMEs where was conducted where 30 business owners from various industries participated. Workshop was divided into 5 sessions and participants gained insights that how can they grow their businesses and become more dynamic in ever-changing business landscape. Day 2 of the conference had 3 events: case study competition, research paper presentation, and speaker session. A case study competition was organized for students, inviting them to submit their original ideas and insights on entrepreneurship and sustainable business development. The pre-qualifying round of the competition saw more than 39 teams presenting their ideas to the jury and struggling to get to the final round. The final round of the competition had 19 teams, out of which top 3 were selected. And I think this is the time we will be announcing the winners for the case study competition. And I can see some faces. Okay, what will be the results? Okay, let's start with the third prize. The third prize is for the case study unraveling the profitability dynamics post merger, a case study on Vodafone Idea that goes to Miss Pari Dhingra. And our winners would be getting the cash prizes which are sponsored by Swami Gold. I would like Chief Guest to please present the awards. Third prize, Miss Pari Dhingra. She will be getting a cash prize of rupees 2000. Second prize goes to case study Wildlife Fund WWF by Alex P. George. Can we have a round of applause for these winners? The first prize goes to case study Transformative Financing for Sustainable Energy. That's Mr. Kunal Sharma. Do we have? Then we have a research paper presentations by students, scholars, faculty and industry was conducted again on second day of the conference. We received 36 research papers on the theme which were presented in three different tracks and we selected one best paper out of each track. The first technical session was entrepreneurship, innovation and sustainable business and skill development for greener tomorrow. And then we have a tie in this. We have two winners. One is Mr. Jitendra Pandey. Okay. And Speedy Das. Speedy Das is a title was augmented reality in restaurants exploring brand loyalty through social demonstration function of branding. Track 2 was sustainable entrepreneurship, a balancing act between marketing and strategy. And the winner is Anju Singh and Renuka Sharma from Amity University, Gurgaon. The topic was sustainable consumption and societal marketing, a study of youth people. Third session, financing, operations and IT for sustainable. And the winner is Ms. Ria Soni from Christ University. I thank the please everyone. Thank you. Everyone, please settle down. We're just about to end in another 5 minutes. Please be seated, everyone. Then we had a speaker session on circular economy implementation in business strategies for success was conducted by Mr. Sachin Garg, founder Scarbuddy, focusing on importance and challenges of circular economy. Overall, the 2 days of event featured insightful discussions, presentations, and competitions centered around entrepreneurship and sustainable business development. Through the conference, we have delved into the intricacies of entrepreneurship and the imperative of sustainable business practices. We have explored innovative strategies, exchanged invaluable insights, and forged partnerships aimed at fostering a brighter, more sustainable future for all. We would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for all the speakers, organizers, sponsors, and participants who have contributed to the success of conference. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Deepa ma'am. Now, proceeding ahead, I would like to request Dr. Sujata Khandai ma'am and Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal ma'am to felicitate our chief guest, Mr. Sanmati Jain, with a memento and a gift. I would also request our conference team members to join in on the stage.
Yes, ma'am. Ready? Yes, ma'am.
I would also request Dr. Sujata Khandai ma'am and Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal ma'am and the other conference team members to felicitate our keynote speaker, Mr. Kapil Mehrotra sir, with the memento and a gift. Yes, all the students kindly sit down. We are wrapping up with a formal vote of thanks. Kindly sit down. Don't force me to take your name. Settle down. Disciplinary committee. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I stand before you today with a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation as we bring this enlightening 2 days journey of Second International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development to an end. On behalf of Amity School of Business, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, it is my privilege to express my heartfelt thanks to all those who have played a pivotal role in ensuring the success of this conference. So at the onset, I would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Honorable Founder President Sir Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan and Chancellor Sir Dr. Atul Chauhan for giving us this platform. Our Vice Chancellor Ma'am Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla for fostering an atmosphere on insightful exchange. Also, I would like to thank our conference chair, Dr. Sujata Khandai, Deputy Dean Academics, officiating head Amity School of Business and Director ACCA for her continuous guidance, support and motivation for such events. Further, I would also like to thank our all keynote speakers, guest of honor, distinguished speakers, esteemed panelists, moderator, resource persons, session chairs, jury, and all the dignitaries for their presence at the Second International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development. We really appreciate you taking out time from your busy schedule and for contributing to this conference and making this conference a success. It has been our pleasure to have you with us, and we look forward to seeing you again for the upcoming events. We would also like to take a moment to thank all the participants of our capacity building program, case study competition, and call for paper. Last but not the least, we would like to thank our conference team, faculty colleagues, student coordinators, volunteers, and staff members for their continuous effort to make this conference a success. A special thanks to IT people, administrative team, and Mr. Vijay for always extending their support for such events. Thank you very much all for sparing your valuable time and showing